Have you ever noticed something strange? We rarely appreciate something fully until we are about to lose it. We don't really value our health until we fall sick. We don't fully cherish someone we love until they are no longer there. We don't recognize how precious an ordinary day is until life suddenly changes. And maybe one of the deepest reasons human beings suffer so much is because we live as if everything will always stay the same. In Stoic philosophy, there is a well-known practice called Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils, also known as negative visualization. At first, it sounds pessimistic, like a way of thinking yourself into anxiety. But in reality, it is one of the most powerful practices for cultivating peace, resilience, and gratitude. In this episode, we'll explore why Stoics deliberately imagine loss, and how thinking about the worst-case scenario can actually help you live more fully in the present. Many people misunderstand this idea. They think negative visualization means being constantly negative or expecting disaster. But that is not what Stoicism teaches. Stoicism is not about living in fear. It is about preparing your mind for the reality of impermanence. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "What is quite unlooked for is more crushing in its effect." In other words, what destroys us the most is not the event itself, but the shock of not being prepared for it. We all tend to think, "I still have time. That won't happen to me. They will always be here. Life will stay stable." Until one day, everything changes. A breakup, a late-night phone call, a medical diagnosis, a betrayal, a sudden loss. And what hurts the most is not only the loss itself, but the fact that we never truly believed it could happen. This is why Stoics practice Premeditatio Malorum, not to become pessimistic, but to reduce shock when life inevitably changes. Epictetus once said, "When you kiss your child, say to yourself, 'Tomorrow he may die.'" This may sound extreme, but he is not asking us to live in fear. He is reminding us of a truth we often avoid. Everything in life is temporary. The people we love are temporary. Our bodies are temporary. Our youth is temporary. Even peaceful moments are temporary. And when you deeply understand this, you begin to live differently. You hold people a little closer. You say, "I love you," more openly. You stop postponing what truly matters. You stop taking presents for granted. This is the paradox of negative visualization. Those who imagine loss often become the most grateful for what they have. In A Guide to the Good Life, William B. Irvine explains that negative visualization helps counter hedonic adaptation, the psychological tendency for humans to quickly take good things for granted. We adapt to happiness very quickly. A home that was once a dream becomes normal. A loved one who once made your heart race becomes routine. A healthy body is ignored until it breaks down. Premeditatio Malorum breaks this pattern. It brings you back to awareness. It reminds you, nothing is guaranteed. And because of that, everything becomes more valuable. But there is something important to understand. This practice is not meant to traumatize yourself. It is not about sitting for hours imagining disasters and falling into anxiety. If used incorrectly, it is no longer Stoicism. It becomes rumination. Stoics do not imagine loss to suffer. They imagine loss to prepare. The key question is always, if this fear became reality, would I be able to face it? Not, how do I prevent everything from happening? But, can I endure it if it does? Stoicism always brings the focus back to one truth. You cannot control life, but you can train how you respond to it. And ironically, when you stop trying to control everything, you become far more free. Modern psychology also supports this idea. Mental rehearsal, imagining difficult scenarios in advance, can reduce panic responses when those situations actually occur. This principle is also present in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps people gradually face fears in safe mental environments, instead of avoiding them completely. Because often, what makes fear grow is not the problem itself. It is the fact that we never dared to face it. This is why Stoic thinkers often appear calmer in the face of change. Not because they feel less pain, but because they are less surprised by reality. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, frequently reminded himself in meditations that everything is transient. He did not do this to become pessimistic. He did it to become present. To remember that every meeting could be the last. Every ordinary morning is a gift. Every person beside you today is someone to treat with care. So perhaps negative visualization is not negative at all. It simply removes the illusion that things will last forever. And when that illusion disappears, life becomes more real, more grateful, more present, more human. Because in the end, Premeditatio Malorum is not a practice about loss. It is a practice about awareness. It reminds you that one day, you will lose many of the things you take for granted today. And because of that, you begin to see them more clearly while they are still here. Thank you for listening. If this video resonates with you, leave a comment. What is something you once took for granted, but now deeply appreciate? And if you find content like this valuable, subscribe for more episodes, where we explore emotions, the mind, and how to live more peacefully in a constantly changing world.